All right, well, it's that time. Welcome. Thank you for being here this morning, either in the greenhouse or online. We it feels like obviously the first day of spring here in the valley if you're here. And our classes are really supporting this wood element, which in Chinese medicine is what the spring season governs. And so when you think of the wood element, we think of trees, right? That's where we get our wood. And the if you really just ponder and gaze at a tree and feel what it would be like to be a tree, that's how I connect into the wood element in my body. So when I look at the trees, I see that they have solid roots that go really deep down, and then they connect to other roots of trees that are around them. Just like we're connected to each other, even though we're each our own individual tree. And then I feel how the trunk kind of represents the spine in the body, and the trunk of any of the aspen trees, birch, the pine trees, they're solid, but they also can sway and move. So they've got some movement that is able to take them when the wind comes in and moves. And then I think about the branches just being so light and free. And so I think about that with the arms and the head and the upper spine. So these are just all things that I notice when I look at trees. And so I'm just bringing that into our practice this morning for you to kind of embody a tree and the strength and the flexibility. The wood element governs our tendons, ligaments, muscles in the body. And so that is our tissues of the body. And our tissues of the body also like to be strong, but they also like to have some flexibility and softening. So if we're too much muscle energy, our muscles get too tight and we get tight. Even mentally, we can just feel tight. But the muscles want that tone, but they also want what we call in yoga the organic energy, the energy that comes from the core of the body out. Okay, so we have that muscle energy toward the midline, toward the spine, and we have that organic energy that extends out from the spine. So we'll play with that this morning. And let's begin in just a comfortable seat so that we can just do a little bit of meditation and visualization to begin our journey within our bodies this morning. And you can just take a couple of just deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's actually place one hand on our forehead, and then the other hand will put our first two fingers right in the notch of the throat under the Adam's apple, where there's a little hollow right there. And as you continue to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, we'll just bring some balance and reset into our nervous system. Just helping us to just calm the mind and enter into our body this morning. Let's take another deep breath in through the nose. Sign out through the exhale. Good. And then you can release your hands down in your thighs. And feeling here your roots growing down through your sitting bones and growing deep towards the core of the earth. And then feeling your spine as that trunk of your tree as it extends and reaches up toward the sky, experiencing lightness and freedom. And then we can return to yogic breathing in and out through the nose. As you inhale, root your hips and grow your roots deeper into the ground. And as you exhale, feel the length of your trunk and of your branches of your tree as you extend to the crown of your head. Inhaling, growing your roots deep into the earth. Exhaling, growing the trunk and the branches up toward the sun. Bringing this movement with the breath and this visualization in. And now we'll add in a mantra in our mind, and we'll repeat this mantra. And as we inhale, we'll say in our mind, I am solid, as we grow our roots deep. And as we exhale, we'll say, I am free, as we lengthen the spine. Inhaling, I am solid, growing our roots deep. Exhaling, lengthening the spine, I am free. I am solid. I am free. Continuing to repeat this in your mind as you breathe. Embodying the shape of a tree. And at the end of your next exhalation, you can release the mantra and the visualization. And just notice how you feel. Okay, we're going to slowly open our eyes and gather our trees now up to our feet. So we're going to slowly make our way off of our seat onto our feet. And we will come into our energy medicine yoga wake up practice. So with this practice, we'll breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So let's do that a couple times. Sign through the exhale if that feels good. One more time. Good. And then let's find our fingers right up onto our collarbones, finding the knobs at the center. We'll drop down an inch below into the hollows here, and we'll begin to tap with intention, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth on our kidney 27 meridian points. Now, if it feels okay to be tapping with some intention and firmness, you could always come to fists and kind of be like Tarzan up on the chest, just bringing in a little bit extra oomph. If that's not comfortable, you can do light massaging instead. Really tune into what feels okay for your body in any moment here in your practice. One more breath. Getting energy moving forward through the meridians. Good. Let's come now to the center of the sternum bone, and we'll tap here with one or two hands, or you can use your fists, or again, do massage. And we'll stimulate our immune system, giving our systems a nice boost as well as balancing the blood sugar levels. Another deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. Let's come now to the sides of the low ribs, and we'll tap here or massage on our spleen points. Strengthening our spleen meridian helps our immune systems to be stronger. One more breath here. Good. Let's come under the rib cage and we'll tap here on the neurolymphatic reflex points that run to our spleen, clearing the organ of our spleen of any toxins. One more deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Let's shake off the hands toward the ground. And then come up onto your cheekbones, directly under your pupils, and do a little lighter tapping here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, stimulating the first 3 points of your stomach meridian. That runs down the body and into the second toe, sending this grounding energy down through your body, supporting healthy digestion and elimination. One more breath here. Good. All right, let's just shake off that excess energy toward the ground. Relax our arms down by our sides, and we'll pause here in mountain pose, either with eyes closed or a soft gaze with eyes open. Sinking our roots down a little deeper through the feet as we connect to the surface underneath our feet. Good. Now we'll continue to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. As we march in place, tapping our hand to our thigh on the same side. Now you could do this low, just lifting heel to heel. Definitely works the balance. So keep your gaze up and out. Good. Now we're going to pause. We're going to shake off our hands and get our energies crossing over by taking the opposite hand to the opposite thigh. And again, you could keep your feet low on the ground or you can pick your knees up high. Waking up both sides of our brain to talk to the opposite side of the body so that there's communication flowing. And our bodies are supported at 100% capacity to heal whatever we're working with. One more breath here. All right, let's come to a pause. Place your hands in front of your hips, off of your skin, and we're going to work in our auric energy field by clearing and strengthening it. Now, if you'd like to bring that mantra back in, you can be repeating that in your mind. So we'll inhale the hands up the midline of the body. I am solid. We'll exhale the arms up overhead and down to our sides. I am free. Move with your breath. I am solid. I am free. Let's do one more time of this zip up practice. And now we'll hook it all up by placing the middle fingers, one in the navel and one at the third eye, between the eyebrows. Press in and pull up on these 2 points and take 3 deep breaths in through your nose out through your mouth, aligning you to your center and bringing spinal alignment into your body. Good. Let's release the hands or rub the hands together and we'll shake off the energy. And then let's just shake out the legs, shake out the roots, shake out the trunk, the whole body. Good. Now coming into a comfortable stance, you can come a little bit wider. We're going to do a practice called the constant bear. And this is a way to just let the spine to start moving from side to side. And we just begin low and slow. And you just think about your bear waking up in the woods and you're just kind of waking up your body. Okay, where's my next meal? It's time to eat again. And eventually, maybe the knees start to do a little bounce in between each side. And naturally, at your pace, your spine might start to move a little bit more quickly. And then I think about just being like a helicopter. What are they called? the helicopter wings, we'll just call them. Blades, thank you. Helicopter blades. Just letting the arms hit the body on the back, stimulating the kidneys, the adrenal glands. You can let your gaze go with you, whichever side you're going on. If that's too much for you, just focus forward and let the spine move. Maybe the arms come up now and hit the upper shoulder, the opposite upper shoulder. It's releasing tension there. And then eventually, your body starts to slow down. The helicopter's landing. And so instead of abruptly stopping, we're just going to let our bodies naturally begin their slowdown. Until eventually we find ourselves in stillness. Noticing that within stillness and mountain pose, we can still feel movement in the body through pulsation, tingling, warmth, the breath. Good. Okay, let's walk our feet in a little bit closer so that they're either directly under the hips or a little bit closer together. That will work more the balance. Let's pick up all 10 toes and spread the toes and really establish a wide foundation for our feet. And grow now the roots deep into the earth. Use your mind for that visualization to feel solid through the feet. And then let's inhale the arms up overhead and we'll take a hold of the right wrist. And we'll exhale and side bend to the left, rooting the right heel. We're going to move now back up on our inhale, switch wrists, exhale, side bend to the right, rooting the left heel. So we're going to move a few times first from side to side, moving with our breath, letting the exhale take us into the side bend. Bringing the spine into this lateral flexion, really good for opening our lungs and our ability to breathe more deeply. One more time on each side. Now, we'll stay on the side you're on. Then take 3 deep breaths, rooting down through your opposite heel. Opening that whole side body, outer hip channel. And then when you're ready, switch wrists. Inhale, reach toward the sky, root your heels. Exhale, side bend to the other side. You can always pulse coming out of it if it's too deep too soon, and then explore going in a little bit deeper. Good. And then rise up on your inhale. Exhale, let your arms float down. Good. Let's shake out the body. Let's do a little bit of neck stretches now. So the way that we're going to do that is we'll bring our arms out to our sides. And on our inhale, we're going to bend the left elbow, bring the hand to the low back, palm side out. And then on the exhale, we'll take a hold, we'll come behind the head, take a hold of the left side of the head, and gently guide the head to the left. Breathe as you need to right now as we're just slowing it down to learn. Really reach long through the crown of your head. And then on your next inhale, let's bring the arms back out to the side and switch. Right hand to the low back, left hand comes behind the head, takes a hold of the right side of the head and guides the head to the right. Inhale, switching sides again. Arms come out, left hand to the low back, right hand behind the head. Take a hold of the side of the head. Guide the head to the left, reaching long through the crown of the head. Now you can just go at your own pace, side to side, staying as long as you would like. Or you can move with your breath, inhaling, arms reach out, switching sides. Exhale, guiding the head in that gentle twist, using the hand on the head. And when you feel complete, let the arms come back out and let the arms relax down. Good. Give your shoulders a little bit of a shake out. All right. Let's come now into a crown pull, spinal flush, which is going to be a great way to clear tension from our head, neck, and spine. So we're going to take our fingers into the center of the forehead, and we're going to press in. Pull the fingers apart to the temples and breathe as you need to. We'll come up to the middle of the head now, the next section, and we'll press in and we'll pull the fingers down the sides of the head. And we'll continue to work up to each section on the head, pressing in with intention to help clear tension that we're holding in the muscles around our head that really also contribute to any tension we're holding in our neck. So I want to break that up, coming to the back of the head, pressing in, pulling apart. Eventually, when you get to your neck, come to the center of the neck, press in, pull apart. Down each section of the neck. And reaching down the shoulders on either side of your spine as far as is comfortable for you, and massage for a couple deep breaths. And then press into the shoulders and pull the shoulders forward. So the hands now are at the front now. And now we'll come in between each of the ribs and we'll press in and pull apart. We hold a lot of tension in our chest. And go ahead and just come on either side of the sternum, right inside of the breast tissue, pressing in, pulling apart. We're activating some gallbladder meridians here, which are one of the organs governed by the spring season. And now we're going to come to the left side, right into that armpit chest area, the left side of the breast tissue. And we're going to just press in and pull up. This is a way to help clear the lymph nodes here so we can help our body clear toxins, which is such a highlighted something that we want to be doing in the spring season right now. It's helping to clear the body of toxins from the winter. Okay, good. Shake out your right hand and then come to the left side, or excuse me, come to the right side with your left hand. Again, we're pressing in and just pulling up on this tissue, and it can be really sore. So be kind. If you've had enough before I guide you to be done, please just pause and wait. Okay, shake off the hands. Good work. All right, we're going to come right under now the right breast tissue. It's just right underneath this half moon shape of the tissue. We're just going to press in and massage. This connects to a neural lymphatic reflex point to our liver. So it's helping our liver to clear toxins. All right, good. Shake it out. That was good work. Okay, let's come now onto our backs with our thumbs or fingers, and we're going to find our spine and come a half an inch out to an inch out on either side. Just make sure you're not right on the vertebrae. And we're gonna press in and massage in circles. And I invite you to bring back in that inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth breath. This is another way we're clearing the body of toxins and we're clearing the back of tension. So we can really feel a big release from doing this spinal flush. You'll come all the way down inside of the sacrum on either side of your tailbone. Give a little massage there. And now we're going to brush off our backs 3 times. Off the kidneys. And then shake off the hand, shake out the body, and just notice how you feel. Oh. All right, let's take our hands now behind the body into a hand clasp. And we'll root our feet down into the ground and we'll grow up through our spine and extend the arms slowly away from the body. Relaxing the shoulder blades down the back and lifting our lungs toward the sun. Deep breaths. And we're going to let our knees bend and we'll bring our chest onto our thighs or near the thighs, and we'll let our arms travel towards the top of the mat as we let our head release more toward the ground. Breathing into your shoulder girdle. And then let your hands come back toward the body. Let the clasp release. Bring your hands to the floor, blocks, or your elbows. Your knees are still bent a lot because this is about releasing tension in the spine and hips right now. So let's take 3 deep breaths in this hang pose, bent knee, forward bend. And when we'll bring our hands to the floor, and we're going to transition onto all fours. So if you like to use a blanket for a knee pad at the center of the mat, you can set that up. Let your hands spread nice and wide onto the mat. Knees are under your hips, toes tucked under. If available. Otherwise, toenails pressing firmly into the ground. Right here, feel into your spine. Feel your tailbone reach away from the crown of your head. And then melt your shoulder blades together on your upper back so the chest moves toward the earth. Let's do these little shoulder blade push-ups a few times. So the shoulder blades come together, chest melts, pressing the mat away. The shoulder blades slide off the upper back. The whole time your arms are straight, you're just moving your shoulder blades. Yeah. One more time. Good. Now bring the shoulder blades back together and then let them glide down your back. And now the spine lifts, tailbone rises, chest lifts. This is cow pose. Our spine is an extension. When we take our exhale, let's tuck the tailbone under, round the spine, feel the shoulder blades move off of the upper back. And now continue to move with your breath. Inhaling, belly softens, tailbone lifts, chest is open. Exhale, rounding the spine into cat pose. 3 more times with your breath. Feeling into your spine. Where does it feel really spacious and mobile and flexible? Where does it feel a little stiff? See if you can breathe into that stiffness. Let's take another round through, using the power of your mind to bring in light and softness into those sticky spots. And then let's come into a neutral spine. Puppy pose is up next. So your hips can stay above your knees, or you can let your hips reach back toward your heels. Either way, your hands are going to walk out and you're going to rise up onto your fingertips, and we're going to stretch our spine out, and our head can stay right in line with our arms, or if that's not working for us, we can let our head rest on a block. Breathe. Breathe into your spine. The spine that we want both strength and flexibility within. Good. And then slowly come back up to all fours, spreading the hands wide again on the mat. And we're going to stretch our right leg back and press our toes into the mat. Reaching the right heel back to stretch our calves. Let's just take a couple breaths here. Really reach the spine, or reach the crown of the head forward to lengthen your spine. And now we're going to add the left arm. We're going to reach it up and hug it in toward the left ear. And then we're going to lift it toward the sky any amount and reach long through the fingers so that we feel this stretch in our lower abdomen. Pressing into the back toes, drawing length up the front body, out your left fingers. Deep fluid breaths in and out through your nose. Good, and then on your exhale, lower down, and we'll switch sides. The left leg stretches back, toes on the earth, reaching through your heel, flushing the calves with some fresh blood to be sent back to our hearts. And then bring the right arm up, just parallel to the earth, hugging it in toward the right ear. Press through your back toes, lift through the lower belly, and let the arm move up toward the ceiling, any amount. You're moving that shoulder blade in toward the spine on the upper back, opening the front body. Breathe into your belly. And on your exhale, lower down to all fours. Let's separate our knees apart. Come onto the tops of our toes for child's pose. Let your hips soften back toward the heels. And then let your head rest either on a block or your two stacked hands. Let you use this block for your forehead. See if does that feel better? And then just let your whole body sink toward the ground. The spine is soft. And then let's slowly come back up. Let's rise back up to all fours. We're going to do one more thing here, which is going to be eye of the needle pose. So this is a way to open up the upper spine and chest. Some of you might use a block to rest your head upon, so you can just have it nearby you. So on our inhalation, we're going to lift the right arm up toward the sky. And on our exhalation, we'll thread the arm under the left arm, reach it away from the mat, and let the back of the shoulder and our head rest on the floor, or our head could also rest on a block. Then what tends to happen when we do this is our left hip is now slid forward, and we want our hips to be level. So we'll tack our left hip straight back. You can even put a hand back there to feel that levelness. Now bend your left elbow, fingertips on the mat, just like in puppy pose. And then walk your hand toward the top center of your mat, straightening your arm and deepening this side bend in the left side, or the side stretch in your left side. Breathe, and then just soften a little bit in the form as you awaken your back right shoulder. And now as you turn your left lung up toward the sky, any amount more, bringing in fresh prana into your lungs. Deep breath in, and a slow breath out. And then bend your left elbow, bring your hand onto the mat again. Slowly unwind your spine and let your right arm and chest reach up toward the sky again. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come back to all fours. Good work. Second side now. Left arm and chest open up toward the sky on our inhale. On the exhale, the left arm threads under the right arm and it reaches away from the body. Lower the back of the shoulder and the head down to the mat or to a block or blanket. Tack your right hip straight back to bring levelness into your hips again. Breathe. Come onto the right fingertips. And then walk your fingertips. So think about you're walking above your head. Only if we had eyes above the head we could see right now, but we don't. But just walk in line with the head and let the arms straighten, opening that armpit chest tissue. And then turn your right lung up toward the heavens, any amount more. Breathing in that fresh oxygen. Take a deep breath in, then a long breath out. Bend your right elbow, place your hand back on the mat, and then slowly unravel and reach your left arm and chest up toward the sky. Deep breath in and exhale back to all fours. Walk your knees behind you so that you have space to step your right foot forward and then your left foot forward, or whichever way you can get to your feet with that bent knee, Uttanasana, forward bend, releasing the head and spine. It's like we're a cascading waterfall in Yellowstone with our spine, releasing into the ground. Now to rise up, let's trace our spleen meridian. So we'll place our hands over our big toes. The spleen, we're drawing up earth energy. It's nourishing, yin, strengthening energy for the immune system. So as we inhale, we'll slide the hands to the inner ankles, up the inner shins, inner knees, inner thighs, up the front of the hips, up the sides of the torso, past the shoulders. We'll circle back down to those side ribs and we'll massage vigorously on our spleen points. If you deal with seasonal allergies, strengthening the spleen meridian is one way that you're going to help yourself breathe more easily. All right, good. Shake out the hands and let's shake out the body. How are we doing? Doing good. How are we doing online? Hi, everybody. Savannah, Lee, good. Hi, Kim. Oh, I think Kim might. Are you joining us from Hawaii? Are you in Hawaii? Yay! She looks like she is. She might be back. But
yeah, just got home.
You just got home. Okay, I was like,
yeah.
Wow, she got up really early to come from Hawaii time. Welcome back. You're all tan. I can see that. All right, so we're using a chair. We're going to grab our chairs now. So those of you online, make sure you have some kind of four-legged stable chair you can use, even if it's not these metal chairs. Okay, so let's set up our chairs at the top of our mats with the seat facing our direction. And we're going to use the chair for just a little bit of leg warm up in our lunges, our straight leg lunges. So with your feet right under your hips, pick up all 10 toes, spread the toes. Unmarry your toes. Let them have a little space as best as we all can. And then just relax the feet back into the ground. Bring that image of roots growing down through your feet. Take this image with you when you're out walking. You've got these roots, you're steady, you're solid, you're free. Take that with you into these lunges now. So we'll take our hands on either side of the seat of the chair and we'll step our right foot back into its own lane, far enough back that our front ankle is above the front ankle, I'm switching these around, is under your front knee. So you might have to adjust your foot a little bit forward or back. And then you're on your back toes, so the heel is lifted right now. Okay, good. Now, we're grounding our front heel with our roots. Our back toes are pressing firmly into the earth. And now we've got muscle energy hugging in those inner thighs toward the spine, toward the midline. Some of you can just stay right here, hands on the chair, lengthen the spine, lift the chest, and reach out your back heel. Breathe. Some of you will rise up, hands to hips, elbows hugging toward each other. Let's take 2 more breaths wherever we're at. And then we'll step forward and we'll switch sides. Left foot taking a big step back into its own lane, bending the right knee above your ankle. Spine is lifted, shoulders draw back. Hug your inner thighs toward each other, really strengthening those knees. Beautiful. Maybe you're here, maybe hands come to hips. 2 deep belly breaths more. Feel your hips blossoming open like the beautiful geraniums, right, that we have here in the greenhouse. Good. Then we'll step forward. And we're going to go right back to the first side again, taking a big step back, and each foot in its own train track. Now reach out the back heel. Feel lots of length up that front leg to your front hip. Feel the lift of your spine. Even if your hands are on the chair, hug your inner thighs together, create that muscle energy, and tack your left hip straight back, feeling that tone. Maybe the hands rise up to hips or even arms come up overhead if you don't have high blood pressure. One more deep breath here, wherever you're at. Good. Come on back down. If your hands left the chair, step forward. Second side, left foot takes a big step back. Back leg is straight as best as you can. Grow your roots first. Muscle tone down. And then muscle tone hugging into the midline through the spine. Heart and spine lifting. Maybe the hands come to hips or arms go overhead. Breathe into those spaces that feel contracted right now. Maybe you're dealing with some pain in your body this morning, like I am. So I'm just going to send breath and light into those spaces. See if I can move some energy through. All right, when you're ready, you can step forward. Let's place our hands flat on the seat of the chair, and we'll walk our feet back into L pose. So the heels come right under the sitting bones, the legs and arms are straight. You can put a soft bend in the knees. And you know, this is another version of supported down dog. So you can walk your dog, as they say, bending one knee, moving the opposite thigh bone back. And then moving to the other side. And then let both legs be straight as best as you can. Thigh bones moving in and back 2 more deep breaths. Make sure your head is not collapsing between the arms, but is right in line with your arms. Such a great stretch for the back. Okay, let's slowly walk our feet toward our chair, and we'll rise slowly back up into mountain pose. And let's just relax here in stillness for a few breaths. Noticing if you created any more space through your legs. Feel your roots down through your feet and into the ground. Okay. Let's use the chair for warrior one pose now. And so we'll just bring the sides, our hands to the sides of the chair. We'll take our big step back with our right foot again in its own lane. And let's take our foot a little bit wider to the right. So we have a wider stance for our warrior one. And now we're going to plant our back foot down on the earth. The toes are toward the top of the mat, toward that 30-degree angle. That is so your right hip can come around and the hips can level. Now your hands can stay on the chair as long as your spine, it's here to support the lift of your spine and your chest. Looks good. Now bring that back foot on the mat all the way, Sherry. Yeah, there you go. You can take that step out to the right, that bigger stance. Good, and then maybe your hands would like to come to the hips. Grounded feet, hugging to the midline. Draw that tone up through your pelvic floor, up through your core, up through your spine. Hands can stay on hips or arms can extend up overhead. Warrior one. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. Gaze out on a point in front of you. That warrior that takes, as the archery, the archer, that focus. One more breath here. Embodying that warrior. Precision and focus. Okay, let's bring the hands back to the chair. We'll spin the back heel up. We'll step forward and we'll take the second side now. So come into that lunge, that high lunge. For a lot of us, we can take the left foot a little bit wider. So then the foot can pivot down, flat onto the floor, with the toes not at a 90-degree angle, 30 to 45, we'll say. Front knee is above the ankle. Maybe the hands rise up to hips. We've got our foundation of our roots. We've got that hugging in action toward the midline, and the spine is lifting toward the sky. Maybe the arms stretch overhead. Relax in your form. Breathe. Breathe in and out through the nose. Into the belly. Long breaths in. Long breaths out. Good. Release. Hands come back to the chair. Spin your back heel up. Step forward. And now let's walk the feet back into the L pose or supported down dog. One more time here. Really press the hands into the chair. Reach length out your hips. Thigh bones move in and back, straightening the legs any amount. 3 deep breaths into your spine. Good, and then we'll slowly walk the feet back to the chair and then rise up slowly into mountain pose. Let's turn the chair around so that you have a rung of a chair you're working with. And remember, yeah, so we're gonna walk our feet away from the chair a couple feet, but just so the hands can still be on the chair. And we're going to stretch the right leg back and point out the toes as we lift the leg, lift and open through the chest and lift up the head so the neck is getting the stretch as well. Your toes can always rest on the floor, or you can lift the leg and breathe. One more breath here. And then bring the foot back down. Left leg extends back, toes on the earth, pointing the toes, lifting up through the chest, lifting up through the neck. Option to lift the foot off the floor, really point out those toes, stretching into the front of the hip, up through your chest and neck. If it's too much with the neck, keep the chin relaxed toward the chest. One more breath here. Good. Okay, let's put our chairs off to the side. And we're going to make our way onto our backs. What I'd like you to have available to you is a block and a strap nearby you. Now, to get down on our backs, I like to have us keep the organs lifted and spacious while we lie down. So if you just come onto your feet, bend your knees, and come onto your forearms, if that's available for you. We're just going to pause here, and we're going to lift our belly and lungs, all of our organs up toward the sky first. And we're going to maintain this as best as we can as we continue lowering onto our backs, so the organs have space. Okay. Releasing the trunk, our branches, all into the ground. And with our feet, let's walk our feet to the wide edges of the mat. Our knees are right above our ankles. And our arms are going to stretch out onto the floor as we make a T shape with our body. Let's root our heels down and pick our toes off the earth and spread the toes again. Now take a deep inhale. On your exhale, release your knees to your right, rolling onto the edges of your feet for windshield wiper. Now you might want to place a block under your right thigh. Breathing with a lot of focus into our left hip. IT band up into the left side of the ribs. Now you have the option here to turn your head and bring your left ear to the mat. And let your head come back to center. Inhale the knees up. Let them cascade over to your left. And we'll breathe with a focus here into our right side and hip, with the option of turning the head to the right to bring a little bit more neck opening. Bring your head back to center. Float your knees back up. Let them fall back to the right side again. You have the option to place your right heel onto your left thigh to add more of the tissue opening for the IT band. Again, perhaps turning your head to the left. And then release the head back to center. Release your foot to the ground. Float your knees back up. Let them waterfall to your left, with the option of placing your left heel on your right thigh. And perhaps turning your head to the right. And then bring your head back to center. Float your knees back up. Walk your feet in hip distance apart and grab your strap or whatever you're using for a strap. Now the left leg can stay bent, or you can straighten it onto the mat. And we're going to draw the right knee in toward the right shoulder and place our strap around the ball of our right foot, taking a hold of the ends of the strap, one in each hand. We're going to do some just nice pulsation here, drawing the knee toward the floor or toward the right arm, and then pressing the ball of the foot into the strap, straightening the leg. And we're going to move with our breath in this pumping action to pump fluids and light into the right hip. So bending your knee as best as you can toward the right shoulder, toward the ground, and then straightening it any amount. Good. Move with your breath. This really gets into the inner groin, inner thigh, psoas, muscles, those deeper levels of muscle, connecting our legs, our roots to our trunk, our spine. Good, and then you can release the strap and stretch your leg out, pointing the toes as it lowers to the mat. And then just relax completely your hips and legs. Noticing that little bit of length on the right side you just created. Let's do the second side now. So your right leg can stay straight, or you can bend your knee, foot on the mat. Left knee draws in toward the chest so that you can place the strap around the ball of the left foot. And then draw the knee over toward the left arm. This is half happy baby pose. As you breathe, let your legs straighten as you press into the ball of the foot. It might not straighten all the way. That's okay. I'm mainly just wanting us to do this pumping action into the left hip with the rhythm of our breath. One more time, bending your knee toward your left arm. Good, and then release the strap. Let the legs, both legs, straighten out onto the mat. And we'll transition now into Shavasana, final relaxation pose. You can place a bolster or blocks under your knees if you'd like that added lower back support. An eye pillow or a washcloth, a blanket over the eyes. And a nice way to just calm ourselves to enter into Shavasana is to palm our hands over our eyes. So we'll rest our heels of our hands on our cheekbones, palms of the hands over the eye sockets, and our fingers draped over our forehead. Taking a few deep breaths. Helping to calm the mind and to enter into a deeper state of relaxation. And when you feel that wave of calm starting to wash over you, you can release your arms to your sides. And we'll continue to rest in Shavasana for a few more minutes. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Bringing your awareness to the sounds in the room that you're in. Now bringing awareness back to your breath. And slowly reawakening your body. Perhaps taking that full body stretch to really enliven all of your muscles, tendons, ligaments. And when you feel ready to roll onto your side into fetal position, resting your head on a prop or your arm, and softening your whole front body toward the ground. And slowly bring yourself back up into a comfortable seated posture. And we'll align our hands together in Anjali Mudra, this hand posture that connects us to our center, into a place of balance. Let's close our practice with the sound of Om 3 times, sending out our love and prayers to our planet. Let's take a deep breath in together. Thank you for practicing with me today. Hope you all have a great day. Namaste.